If you think you already know everything about Wrexham today, just wait until we get to news number 3. There's a real surprise coming. Hey there, Wrexham fan. Things are heating up around the club today, and you're about to find out why. Before we get to the headline story that's leaving everyone speechless, we've got 2 hot updates that are stirring things up both on and off the pitch. So make sure you stick around until the end, because the third story is absolutely unmissable. News 1. Kiefer Moore gives his all, but Wales fall to England. Wrexham striker Kiefer Moore was once again called up to represent Wales in an international friendly against England, but from the very first minutes, the match turned out to be an uphill battle. The English side completely dominated early on, taking a 3-0 lead by half-time and leaving Wales with virtually no way back. Moore, aged 33 and a seasoned international, played 76 minutes, leading the Welsh attack. However, he found himself isolated for most of the match, receiving little support from his teammates and facing an English defence that was extremely organised and difficult to break down. Despite his effort and determination, his attempts to create chances or finish attacks were consistently blocked, and he ended the match without registering a goal or a significant opportunity. The media were unanimous in describing his performance as a thankless job, plenty of hard work and dedication, but little reward. The Daily Mail noted that Moore got nothing out of Gorhey and Stones, although he did head one effort over the bar, while Wales Online wrote that he was isolated all night, never really getting a sniff in the final third, with his best moments coming inside his own box. A Welsh fan site also pointed out that, despite the difficulties, Moore gave everything he had, battling for long balls, challenging defenders, and trying to push the team up the pitch. The main issue, they said, was the lack of support around him, which limited his attacking influence throughout the match. Off the pitch, Moore is also managing a fitness concern. He's been struggling with an ankle injury for several weeks, which requires extra care. Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson is keeping a close eye on his condition and hopes Moore can rest ahead of Wales's upcoming World Cup qualifier against Belgium. It's a crucial period, as Moore remains a key figure both for the national team and for Wrexham, and any aggravation of his injury could seriously affect both sides' plans. Even after a tough night and a disappointing result, Moore's attitude stood out. His commitment, professionalism, and resilience once again showed why he continues to be such an important player, not just for Wales, but also as a cornerstone in Wrexham's ongoing football journey. News 2. FIFA changes could benefit Wrexham. FIFA has recently announced important changes to the international football calendar, which will come into effect next season. The main alteration is the merging of the September and October breaks into a single, longer 3-week break. For Wrexham's manager, Phil Parkinson, this is excellent news, as it means more time with the full squad available, allowing him to organise complete training sessions, develop tactics, and fix details that were previously interrupted by frequent breaks. At the moment, Wrexham faces a double challenge. On one hand, the club has to cope with a demanding championship season filled with fixtures and international duties for some of its players. On the other hand, it must handle the high financial costs of maintaining a large enough squad to deal with such intensity. The club's wage bill currently stands at around £30 million per year, mainly because it needs a big roster to ensure that players can rotate and avoid fatigue. With the new, longer break, Parkinson will be able to work with a smaller group of players for longer periods, giving his key men more rest, easing the physical pressure, and saving valuable financial resources at the same time. Football finance experts highlight that the congested calendar forces clubs like Wrexham to maintain inflated squads, with many players included just to ensure enough depth during matches and training sessions. This has a direct financial impact. The larger the squad, the higher the spending on wages, logistics, and travel. With a longer break, the club will be able to train in a more structured way, plan player recovery more effectively, and reduce costs without sacrificing competitiveness on the pitch. Beyond the financial aspect, this longer break also brings strategic advantages. Parkinson will have more time to implement intensive training methods, test new formations, and reintegrate players who have been recovering from injuries. This means the team could be better prepared for key moments in the Championship and international qualifiers, with a reduced risk of fatigue or injuries. It's a golden opportunity to strengthen the squad's cohesion, improve fitness levels, and boost collective performance. However, it's important to note that this change doesn't solve all of Wrexham's problems. The season remains demanding, and the physical strain on key players will still be a concern. The club's financial challenges also won't disappear entirely, since modern football requires ongoing investment in wages, infrastructure, and staff. Still, this adjustment to the calendar gives Parkinson a real advantage. More control over his squad, more time to rest his players, and a chance to optimize resources more efficiently. In short, FIFA's changes are not a magical fix, but they certainly represent a major boost for Wrexham. With the extended break, Parkinson will have the chance to prepare his team more thoroughly, keep players in better condition, save money, and plan every detail of the season with greater precision. It's an important step that could help Wrexham face the challenges of the Championship and international competitions with more strength, balance, and consistency. News 3. The player Wrexham wanted, but who ended up in Australia. And now we've reached the story that's stirring things up behind the scenes at Wrexham and leaving fans stunned. During the summer transfer window, the club made a strong attempt to strengthen their midfield with the experienced Tom Lawrence, a 31-year-old player born in Wrexham and a former Wales international. But despite the club's clear interest, negotiations didn't move forward, and Lawrence eventually signed for Australian side Perth Glory after spending more than 100 days without a club. What really caught everyone's attention was why Lawrence made that decision. He explained that he was drawn to the passion of Perth Glory's board and manager, who conveyed real belief and excitement about the club's project. On top of that, the city itself and the Australian lifestyle also played a big part in his choice. For Lawrence, it was the perfect mix of professional challenge and personal experience, something he simply couldn't turn down. Now, he could make his debut against Wellington Phoenix in the A-League pre-season, showcasing his talent in a completely different football environment. This situation also highlights just how unpredictable football can be. Wrexham invested time and energy trying to secure Lawrence's signature, but in the end, they couldn't convince him to join. Still, the club continues to focus on strengthening the squad, targeting smart signings and maintaining balance across the team, especially with the demanding championship season ahead, which requires fit, prepared, and competitive players. It's also worth noting that this story brings an important lesson. Not every plan in football works out, but there are always new opportunities for both clubs and players. While Lawrence embarks on a fresh adventure in Australia, Wrexham keeps moving forward, planning for the future, reinforcing the team and staying focused on their goals on the pitch. In the end, Lawrence's move might feel like a setback, but it could also open doors for other Wrexham players to step up, prove their worth and earn their place in the starting lineup. The season is long, and fans know very well, there are still plenty of twists, turns and big moments to come. So, Wrexham fans, what did you make of these three stories? Will Kiefer Moore recover in time for the upcoming matches with Wales and Wrexham? Could the international calendar changes really help the club find more consistency and strength in their squad? And what about Tom Lawrence? Did he make the right call heading to Australia, or could he have made an even bigger mark at Wrexham? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us what you think about these situations, which players you believe can shine, and what your expectations are for Wrexham's season ahead. Don't forget to hit that like button to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss any updates, breaking news, or behind-the-scenes stories about the club we all follow so closely. Stay tuned, because in our next videos we'll be bringing you more analysis, inside information, rumours, and everything happening around Wrexham, always straight from the stadium, with the insight that only true football fans can offer. See you in the next video, live from the stadium, and until then, keep your eyes on Wrexham, because this season still has plenty of excitement to come.